If you ask that Lagos is just a city of traffic, noise, and survival, then you did not witness what happened when the Eyo Festival returned after 8 long years. Because what unfolded on the streets of Lagos Island was not just a cultural event, it was a statement of power, history, identity, and controversy rolled into one massive spectacle that shook social media and reignited old arguments about tradition and modern society. Before we go any further, follow Trend Fusion, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it because we break down Nigerian news, political moves, and cultural events in a way the common man can understand without fear or filter. Now, let us get into it properly. Because the return of the Eyo Festival, officially known as the Adamu Orisha Play, was not an ordinary outing. It was historic, symbolic, and deeply political, especially with the presence of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself, alongside Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the Oba of Lagos, all converging at Tafawa Balewa Square to witness a tradition that predates Nigeria as a country. After 8 years of absence, many thought the Eyo Festival might quietly fade into history, but Lagos reminded everyone that its cultural roots are alive and powerful, as thousands of white-clad masquerades flooded the streets, staffs in hand, chanting, dancing, and enforcing ancient customs that have governed the festival for generations. This year's Eyo was staged to honor 4 towering figures in Lagos and Nigerian history: Mama Abibatu Mogaji, mother of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and a major political mobilizer in her time; Brigadier General Mobolaji Johnson, Lagos State's first military governor and a key figure in shaping the modern state; Alhaji Lateef Jakande, known as Baba Kekere, the civilian governor who transformed Lagos with mass housing and education policies; and Chief Michael Otedola, a business titan and former governor whose influence cut across politics and industry. With these names alone, it was clear that this was not just a cultural celebration, but a gathering of legacy, power, and memory. And Tinubu's presence added even more weight to the event, signaling how deeply intertwined Lagos politics and tradition truly are. From early morning, Lagos Island was on edge as residents, tourists, and cultural enthusiasts poured into the streets. Security agencies struggled with crowd control, and Eyo groups emerged one after the other, enforcing the age-old rules of the festival that demand respect, obedience, and non-interference from spectators. But as always, where there's power and large crowds, tension follows, and it did not take long before videos began circulating online showing disturbing scenes. Red-hatted enforcers striking a man who appeared to be shielding himself, Eyos advancing aggressively through narrow streets, and residents responding by throwing chairs and objects in an attempt to protect themselves or push back. These images went viral almost instantly, dividing Nigerians into 2 major camps: those who insist that Eyo Festival is sacred and must be respected without argument, and those who believe no tradition should involve violence or intimidation in a modern society. Supporters of the festival were quick to argue that Eyo is not a carnival or street party. It is a sacred rite with strict codes of conduct, and anyone who violates those rules risks confrontation, insisting that many clashes happen because people refuse to listen, block processions, provoke masquerades, or try to record them aggressively. On the other side, critics asked hard questions that Lagos has avoided for years. Why does a cultural festival repeatedly result in physical assault? Why are enforcers allowed to beat civilians? And why should ordinary people fear for their safety on public streets funded by their taxes? The Lagos State government and festival organizers had issued warnings days before the event, urging residents to remain calm, avoid confrontations, and respect the customs of the festival. But critics argue that warnings alone are not enough, especially in a city as densely populated as Lagos, where thousands can easily find themselves trapped in the path of advancing masquerades with no clear exit. Tinubu's presence at Tafawa Balewa Square also added another layer to the discussion, as many Nigerians pointed out the irony of leaders celebrating culture in controlled environments while ordinary people face the rough end of enforcement on the streets, raising questions about whether culture is being preserved for the people or imposed on them. Despite the clashes, leaders in attendance praised the festival as a symbol of Lagos heritage, unity, and resilience, emphasizing that culture is the soul of any society and must be protected. And while no official reports confirmed serious injuries or arrests, the viral videos alone were enough to reignite debate about reforming how the festival is conducted. Some Lagosians are calling for stricter regulations, better crowd control, and clear boundaries between masquerades and spectators. Others want public education on Eyo customs so people know what to expect, while traditionalists insist that altering the festival too much would strip it of its meaning and power. What cannot be denied is that the return of the Eyo Festival after 8 years has once again shown how alive and contested tradition remains in Lagos, a city constantly balancing its past and present, where culture, politics, and daily survival collide on the same streets. Tinubu's presence symbolized continuity from past to present, from Mama Abibatu Mogaji's political era to today's Nigeria, while the clashes exposed unresolved tensions between authority and the people. In the end, the Eyo Festival did exactly what it has always done. It forced Lagos to look at itself, its history, its power structures, and its contradictions, reminding everyone that culture is not always comfortable, but it is always revealing. And as Lagos moves forward, the question remains, can the city preserve its heritage without turning celebration into fear, or will these clashes continue to define one of its most iconic traditions?